Harley Davidson made a lot of promises last year of introducing new and exciting motorcycles to the market in an effort to infuse fresh new blood in its aging customer base. There is quite a consensus going around online that at the moment Harley is bloated with old technologically inferior models, and it seems the internet is right, since Harley took real steps to address this issue. First, they announced they are working on an adventure bike, the first ever in the company's history, then that they would be bringing out a lot of other smaller capacity bikes, we'll talk about this in a later video, and lastly the birth of the electric bike, the Livewire. But today we are going to talk a little about their new naked street bike, probably called the Bareknuckle. Get your motorbike news in a pleasant way. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next episode. When Harley introduced their new models last year, they said there would be 9 Streetfighters coming from 2020 with family names yet to be decided. You heard that right, 9 different street bikes. In late 2017, they trademarked the name Bronx and Harley Davidson Bronx in the US, and now they have applied for a trademark for the name Bareknuckle. Their new Streetfighter range will probably be powered by new liquid-cooled V-twins, which will be produced in a range of sizes from 500cc to 1250cc. Liquid-cooled is a transition Harley should have made quite a while ago, since keeping with the new emission standards is a lot more difficult to do with an air-cooled engine. The bikes will also feature fully adjustable Showa suspension, Brembo brakes, a proper electronics package which will probably include all of the rider aids we are already used to, like traction control, different riding modes, ABS, and maybe even electronic suspension, although I wouldn't really go that far with Harley. This new Streetfighter range of 9 different bikes will most probably replace the older Sportster range, which will be retired for emission reasons. Expect the production version of the first model to make its appearance next year, with the complete lineup to be revealed by the end of 2022. So what do you think Harley Davidson should be putting out into the market in order to save itself from itself? Let us know in the comments. Next up, Ireland makes the news, and this time it's not drinking related. It seems the Irish government is on track to ban the sale of new petrol vehicles by 2030. This includes motorcycles as well. So if nothing changes, in 11 years from now, you will be unable to buy any new petrol vehicle in Ireland. This measure is part of a wider climate action plan in which Ireland details their plan to also ban the sale of non-recyclable plastics also by 2030. The target is to encourage the adoption of almost 1 million electric vehicles onto the roads of Ireland by 2030, obviously with tax incentives to encourage their use over petrol or diesel powered vehicles. This does not mean that all of a sudden everyone is forced to buy an expensive electric vehicle. Well, they are forced to, but it won't be expensive. The Irish report claims that battery prices have fallen by 79% in the last 7 years, and they predict a further 67% decrease by 2030 when this comes into law. Attempting to do some single maths here, if you've bought a battery for $1 in 2012, today the same battery would cost you just 21 cents, and by 2030 this price would have gone down to almost 7 cents. Add all sorts of government incentives and they should be giving out electric bikes in 2030. They probably won't do that though. And if you think the Irish have obviously gone mad on their homemade whiskey and are talking nonsense, the UK has also come forward and said they will be fast-tracking their ban on petrol and diesel vehicles from 2040 to 2032, while Amsterdam confirmed that they will be banning non-electric vehicles by 2030, same as Ireland. So my retirement plan is all set up. I will buy 20 new GS's in 2029, keep them locked up safe and sound for 20 years, and in 2050 sell them for millions. Now, if you've ever wanted to ride your motorcycle around India, maybe on a guided tour, maybe all by yourself, now would be a great time to reevaluate your life choices. This video has been making the rounds online and shows a rider and their passenger traveling along a rural forest in India close to a national park and tiger reserve. So the lifelong question is finally answered. Horsepower does beat tiger power. That was bad even for us, Dave. Well, that's the show, everybody. If you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, and if you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming a patron to help us make more of these videos. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.